Philippine holidays are celebrated in all manner of ways. In a banquet among good company, in a solemn moment of reflection, in a festival of color, of music, and of warm merriment. As the year ends and a new one begins, symbols of hope and peace, of love and change, shine onto the streets. Although some traditions are borrowed, Filipinos manage to make them their own. One city has shown the ingenuity of its people during the holidays as it greets the season in a dazzling show of lights. San Fernando City is at the heart of Pampanga Province, a stretch of land that is the center of business and government for its region. As the nerve center for agriculture in central Luzon, it is known for good business, exciting food, and one of the most extravagant festivals of the year, the Ligligan Parol Giant Lantern Festival. The parol or lantern is an important symbol to Filipino Yuletide traditions, and San Fernando has become synonymous to it. It is an exciting time as San Fernando unveils this year's set of participants all gunning for the coveted prize, the Grand Slam Festival Championship. Taking part in the event are the districts of San Fernando, who have worked tirelessly in the past months to produce these kaleidoscopic designs. Amid the cacophony of holiday music, the dancing lights, an audience of thousands are left spellbound. Although the parol stems from the biblical star that guided the Magi, here it takes on a meaning far beyond its origin. The San Fernando Parol's rise to the limelight spans over a century, where years of inspiration and innovation have set Pampanga culture apart. Ernesto Kiwa is from a line of parol makers. He and his family are invested in the continuation of its history, tradition, and industry.
Ito pong negosyong ito ang nagumpisa ng istorya ng parol, yung lolo ng nanay ko. Pero ang parol nila made of bamboo, lighted by carbide lamp, yung ilaw na kalburo. Yung mga anak niya, yung lolo ko, Severino David, ang nagtuloy ng kanyang naumpisahan.
By the 1950s, the festival was in full swing as new design concepts took to the scene, inspiring the young Ernesto.
1957, dahil 10 taon na ako noon, nakita ko yung ginawa nila, yung giant na star, lumalaki, nag-iiba kulay. Yung paggawa ng parol dito sa pamilya namin, lalong lumalawak ang galing ng mga gumagawa.
It was soon after that the San Fernando Lantern became renowned beyond the province, earning an audience across the country and around the globe.
Ginamit yan sa Summit Conference noong 1966, dinala namin sa Malacanang. Tapos 95 nasa Hollywood kami. Ginawa namin yung float ng Pilipinas, tayo na-champion doon.
Today, he, along with many others like him, intend to pass on the torch.
Tumutulong tayo, lalo na sa mga out-of-school youth na pwede silang turuhan na gumawa ng parol. Maraming bumibili ng parol, kukunti lang ang gumagawa.
Over 100 years and several generations since the parol first illuminated San Fernando, the lantern shines on, showing no signs of wearing down. It was only meant to get bigger and better.
Ang laki ng ginagawa namin parol is 18 feet diameter.
What makes a Pampanga lantern different from others? Actually, romantically speaking nga, nandun kasi yung ugali ng Kapampangan.
Arnel Flores and Rolando Kimbao, though considered veterans in the industry, are a new breed of professionals who keep the lanterns shining bright.
20 years na akong gumagawa ng parol. Since childhood, ang training namin doon sa Giant Lantern mismo.
Sumali ako sa malaking parol 18 years na. At nakuha ko na lahat. Bali, yung champion ko is 5 na. Tapos yung second ko, 3. Third ko, marami.
Learning from such local greats as Mario Datu and adding their own brilliance to the mix, both are a force in the festival.
Sinisimulan ko itong parol mula sa drawing muna. Nagdo-drawing ako ng mga 3 o kaya 4 na drawing. Pagkatapos ng welding ng frame, tatayo na namin yan. Pagkatayo niyan, lalagyan namin ng chipboard. Tapos noon, pipinturan ng puti para maliwanag pag umilaw yung ilaw. Pagkatapos ng pinturan ng puti, lalagyan na namin ng ilaw.
Yung mga naunang designs, very intricate, very well defined na yung mga designs, magaganda. More on curves. Kaya lang ngayon kami, sa bagong technology namin, more on lights kami, yung mga designs namin, more on cubicles lang. Hindi kami makakreate ng sarili naming identity kung hindi kami gagawa ng sarili naming mga gimmick. Kaya yun, naggawa ako ng mga panibagong design, nag-click naman.
Ito, nagdo-drawing ako kahit sabihin nila na parang parang nasisiraan na ako naman kasi mahal na raw. Nagpapatugtog ako ng Christmas song. Di nila alam na nag-iisip ako ng design na malaking parol. Parang pag wala akong naririnig na Christmas song, parang ayaw pumasok sa ulo ko yung gusto kong design.
Taking inspiration from the world around, they never deviate from its most basic principles. Even lanterns with patterns as broad as these, they adhere to long-set standards and rules of thumb.
Meron siyang parts na sinusunod. Ito yung tinatawag nilang tambor. Yung gitna, yung inner portion niya. Tapos ito yung siko-siko. Ito yung siko-siko rin ito. Star shape. Tapos ito yung nakapalibot dun sa main star. Tawag nila daw palimbon. Tapos ito, puntetas. Yun ang main 4 part na. Kaya nag-iiba yung Pampanga Lantern. Doon siya sumikat kasi nga mayroon siyang 4 basic part na sinusunod. Nawala sa ibang mga parol dito sa anywhere in the world siguro.
Though keeping to the form, they are always up to speed with the latest technology applied to the parol. They, along with others like them, continue to push the limits of the craft. The lantern itself stands at a towering height of 18.5 feet in diameter, a leap from what was once only a 14-feet lantern several years ago. Today it uses 8,000 bulbs of various colors and sizes and a range of materials from fiberglass to kapis to handmade paper, each creating a distinct effect. But it is the rotor that is the most valuable piece in its evolving design. A system of wires 15 meters long connects each bulb to cable rods called hair clips. For decades, real hair clips were used to complete the circuit, but as the technology improved, sturdier material was used, but the name was never changed. The rods are then connected to a huge rotor drum. Covered in GAC adhesive, geometric patterns are etched along the grid. For each lantern, there could be 48 rotors working simultaneously to produce various patterns and colors.
Bawat kasing design, merong number yan. Kaya makikita mo yung parol. Pag sindi ng ganyan, pagbalik ng kulay, pagbalik ng rotor, biglang mamamatay yung white, papasok yung green. Ito yung mga contact points niyan.
The contact points create the interplay of light and color distinctive of the San Fernando parol. But with the influx of new methods, could computers soon take over?
Hindi. Sinubukan na yan. Alam ng mga Pilipino na sinubukan na yan. Siguro kahit saan lugar, alam na sinubukan ng computer yan.
Puputok talaga, masusunog. Dahil hindi kayang i-sustain yung power na ibibigay nitong giant lantern.
Amid these innovations, it seems the human element to the parol is what makes it a true work of genius. Behind the huge works of art are the people manning the rotors, following the cues of the orchestra in a symphony of lights.
Yan, kung hindi mo isasama sa sounds yan, kung hindi ka rin sasayaw, hindi magandang tingnan yung parol. Kaya kung minsan yung tao sumasayaw din, sumasama sa sounds ng yung music ng parol, sasabay yan sa music.
Although the championship this year is awarded to the District of Dolores, the value of such an event goes beyond competition. Strange as it may seem how one lantern can define a culture, San Fernando Parol undoubtedly is a true testament to the value of local pride.
Maraming factor na ina-explain namin, nandun sa parol mismo yung ugali ng mga Kapampangan. Napasa sa dugo namin yon. Ngayon, parang nag-excel kami.